for football, and the roof is wide open here in Glendale at State Farm Stadium. Today, it's Week 12 of the NFL season, and we've got a good one in store between the Los Angeles Chargers and the Arizona Cardinals. The final playoff push is upon us. It's Week 12 of the NFL season, and we're underway on EA Sports. And that'll be a little too hot to handle as it will skip through the end zone for a touchback here. First play from scrimmage. Here's Murray. Chargers able to get the pressure and bring him down. Multiple players combined for their team's first sack of the game.
Well, we knew coming in it was going to be a long afternoon if they weren't able to hold up against this pass rush, huh?
What we didn't know was that protection was going to spring a leak on the first play from scrimmage.
Got after him right out of the gate.
So an early wake-up call there leads to a quick 2nd and long. Trenton Cannon, his first carry of the ball game. No gain on the play this time, but it'll be a 3rd and long situation coming up. Well, this defense for the Chargers, they were terrific last week in the victory over Kansas City.
And the big difference in the ball game, their ability to force turnovers, 3 of them in fact. Being able to take the ball away, give it back to their offense, that's something that's emphasized each and every week, and they carried it out.
Now on 3rd and long, they'll look to throw. Looking for Ertz, but it's intercepted. And he brings this one back. It's a pick 6 and a Charger TD. For CD, these two teams barely off the buses, and this defense already has a sack and now the interception and the pick 6 to take the lead.
Partner, you'd have to think that this was part of their game plan coming in because they wanted to embrace an aggressive mindset and attack on defense. They were trying to force that quick miscue, and I would say their plan worked to perfection.
So they'll get another shot on offense following that pick 6, and now the kick is away. From the 6. And he'll get it up just past the 20 as his guys will go to work at the 21-yard line. Ready to go with their next drive, and at the line, the Cardinal offense. Well, partner, fast forward with me for a second. Remember, next week they have the open week, so they're going to get some extended rest. Does that change how they manage the rest of this one?
I think it does a little bit, but not by too much, because you're right. You get the extra rest, you get a chance to heal up and kind of, do a little bit of a reset for this team. But it's also 7 extra days to think back to the last time you were on the field. So now, a little more importance on what they're getting done because they carry it with them for essentially 2 weeks.
On 2nd down, this is Cannon. And he'll be upended here after a pickup of 3, getting it out to the 25. Just not a whole lot of room to operate there on that carry.
No, not at all. They did a really nice job staying in their proper places and not allowing any lanes to open up.
An extra defensive back on the field for the Chargers now on 3rd down. And the slot man goes in motion left. Now Murray. This one incomplete. Probably should have been picked. A little nonchalant with a throw to the safety valve, but it's 4th down.
That certainly looks like nothing to show now from these first 2 possessions. And guess what? When you're on a losing streak, that can lead to a full sense of here we go again. So on the sidelines, the offensive play callers, quarterback, they've got to get together and dial something up to start their next drive. Otherwise, it could be a long game.
And last week in the loss, 5 punts as he gets this one away. Here comes Carter. Gets around him. A 48-yard punt, 7 on the return. And it'll be Charger football here as they take over. Herbert and the Chargers now with a 1st and 10. Right at the 30. They'll try and start this drive in the air. He's got this to Williams, complete. 20. Touchdown, LA. Early on, they have all facets of the game working in tandem.
Yeah, you give the defensive touchdown early to give you the first score, and then your offense piggybacks on top of that and gets their own. And any coach we've ever talked to, and we've had that conversation with them prior to the game, they always say, you know, if we can score on defense or special teams, that gives us like a 95% chance of winning the game. I don't know if that number's correct, but it certainly does tend to play out that way, doesn't it?
It does. Extra point good by Hopkins. And that'll make the score 14-0. The kickoff team on the field now as they will send this one away. Takes it at the 7. Oh, a good return up past the 30.
The Cardinals take over 1st and 10 at their own 33-yard line.
Arizona's offense at the line, ready to get their drive started. And they have the game here followed by the open date on their calendar next weekend. And Charles, this is a cruise. And he fumbled it. It's on the ground. But this will fortunately wind up out of bounds. Offensively, they're just not playing a very clean football game right now. This deficit, there's a fumble. Good news for them, at least. That went out of bounds.
You're exactly right. And as they breathe a sigh of relief, you know they're looking at the scoreboard, thinking to themselves, if we turn it over there, things could really get rough for us trying to make a comeback in this game.
That's some good tackling there to keep him short of that yellow line.
Yeah, and defensively, all I'm thinking is that on that play, get me to 3rd down. Get me into a position where I can make one more play and get my defense off the field.
So they just need 1 yard here to pick up the 1st down. And they'll let their fullback try and push the pile. And he will be very close to a 1st down, but I see the closed fist of the referee, and that means 4th down. It'll be a pickup of only a yard, and that'll bring up 4th down. Here comes the Cardinals punter now. And it's a fake here on 4th and inches. They only get 4, but the fake punt works and gets him a 1st down. And I don't know what the method is to know when to dial up a fake punt, when not to. Whatever the method there, it worked for him.
I think you actually did explain it. There is no method. It's just a feel, a sense, and a healthy dose of guts in order to call that play in that situation.
Element of surprise, I guess, right?
Yeah, element of surprise and just a strong belief that, hey, we're going to get it done.
And now Murray's going to set up the throw. Gets it to his running back, Cannon. And he'll be brought down just shy of the 40.
And I like the idea here. Get the ball in his hands, even if it's in the passing game. 3 catches a week ago, and he does a nice job here to pick up yardage.
So from Charger territory now, here's a 1st and 10 at the 41. To throw is Murray. Flushed out right. And they're going to get this down near the 35-yard line.
And there's the beauty of Kyler Murray, because we all know he can get it done through the air. Terrific right arm, and nowadays we don't even talk about his height anymore. He's shown that he can see downfield and make throws, but he also possesses wide receiver speed. He can call his own number or scramble, and turn it into a big play as well.
And he's going to go down. They get to him back at the 40.
More than one defender there, and that's a loss of 5 on the sack. Not the start to this one that any quarterback would want or envision. Remember, he had the pick 6, and here he ends up on his backside.
And you have to wonder to yourself, okay, after throwing the pick 6, did he get too careful with the football and not deliver downfield and take that sack? They've got to make sure that he's really into this game.
They'll send Brown in motion right. To throw, it's Murray. Oh, hit as he throws there, incomplete.
His back has been a dependable safety valve all game, so he went back to him when his first read was covered. Just unable to connect, so the play results in no gain.
And this is good from 57 yards out. That was bombs away right there. And they will get themselves on the board here at 14-3.
So, Charles, they are on the board after that kick. So 3 drives, 3 points. Obviously not the start that you were hoping for, but they're able to erase that 0 off the scoreboard.
Yeah, I guess what you're saying is a point a drive is not what offenses are striving for by any stretch. They're happy they've got 3 now. They hope that that unlocks their offense for bigger points down the road.
The Charger drive about to get going.
Well, partner, coaches always say that every play is designed to score a touchdown. Sometimes that's not really true, but last drive, that was the case. One play to get into the end zone, and now they'll try to duplicate that success here.
And it's rare for those moments to happen. Incredible when they do. And you saw the celebration. Pure, unbridled joy after that one. That was a simple throw and catch, but even with that completion, 0 yards gained, so they're behind schedule on down and distance.
I think they were hoping to get it to him. He could make a man or two miss, but that window closed quickly.
2nd and 10.
Here's the first carry for Austin Eckler. 5 yards. Now it's 3rd and 5.
So, Charles, this defense, they definitely know that they've got their hands full here going up against a group that has won 7 straight. What's the key for them in this ball game?
Well, we asked their defensive coordinator that very question, and the response was, we have the mindset that they actually have to react to us, not the other way around. So it sounds to me like the plan is to do the attacking and not wait to see what they present to them.
Trying to force it to Allen, and it's intercepted.
Isaiah Simmons picking it off. And the Cardinals are going to take possession of the football.
And that's a great example of ball skills right there, partner. You and I do a lot of games, and I can't tell you how many guys look to run with the football before they've intercepted it. So that's a nice job of focusing on the task at hand and coming away with the interception.
After the turnover, here's Murray. And he finds his tight end. It's Ertz. And he is going to lose yardage here. After one, a 14-3 ball game.
So still 14 yards to go. 2nd down.
Here's Murray. And it's complete. He gets this one to Washington. So back-to-back plays, each get nothing. And that'll force upon him a 3rd and 14.
Well, the stats that matter on this play don't help a team very much unless, of course, you're playing defense.
If you're getting points per reception, you got a reception, but
yeah,
no yardage. Great job by the defense, though. They read through that one.
They read through it, gave up no yardage, and people got credit for tackles. Pretty good deal.
And he'll be out of bounds just inside the 25-yard line.
And once again, leverage wins. The offensive line, lower than the defensive front. They moved them and found some good space for the guy carrying the ball.
And the 38-year-old vet able to split the uprights. And a second field goal here cuts their deficit to 14-6 now.
So the interception set him up with terrific field position, but 3 points, the end result.
Yeah, we can make this one pretty simple, partner. You always want to end drives with points, but that's one that you're going to look back on and probably say, we should have done better there.
And taken down just past the 20 at about the 21-yard line.
At their own 21-yard line.
The Charger drive about to get going.
And we'll see if they can bounce back from that last drive. In particular, if they can bounce back at the quarterback position, Charles, after throwing their first interception of the ball game.
Yeah, and some guys, you know they're going to want to try and get a big play right away and take control back. Others, they're going to look to hit a couple shorter passes, get a little momentum back that way.
But for the defense, that goal's not changing a bit. They want another pick.
You're exactly right about that. In fact, you've got to watch them a little bit because in coverage, they may cut down their gaps a little bit, maybe their splits a little bit in order to try and get to the ball even faster.
2 yards on the carry there. It'll be second down.
Well, they didn't get a whole lot out of that one, but I think you got to continue to try and run and try and keep the defense honest.
You mean or else they'll just sit back, dare you to throw it on every down?
Yeah, you get your quarterback hit a lot that way, too.
He's got a man, complete. And all the way in for a Charger touchdown.
In today's NFL, we talk about quarterbacks and their speed and accuracy, but there's still something about a guy slinging one downfield.
And as that ball was hanging in the air with the receiver streaking downfield to meet it, here in the stadium, you could just sense the crowd thinking, oh, no. And their worst fears were realized as that one turned into a long touchdown.
And that wound up traveling an even 58 yards in the air, according to Next Gen Stats.
Hopkins with the extra point, and the lead is up to 15 now. The kickoff unit is out on the field, and they will send this one away. And they will not get a chance to return this one as it's through the end zone for a touchback. Ready to go with their next drive, and at the line, the Cardinal offense. And they come in losers of 2 straight. And remember, they've got the open date on their calendar next weekend. But you think it's vitally important, Charles, that they focus on the task at hand here?
Absolutely, because these players, they know what's coming up. And the difference between taking time off following a win versus doing so on a 3-game losing streak, that's absolutely huge because they may come back if they lose this game to a facility, and there may be new faces in there and some teammates lost.
Here's 2nd and 7 now from the 28. Murray flips this forward on the jet sweep, and he is met in his tracks behind the line of scrimmage. The Cardinals on 3rd down. A pretty woeful 0 for 5 thus far. This is 3rd and 8. Here's Murray. And that will be incomplete.
How about some applause for the defense there? They forced him to throw that one into coverage, and just like that, they're staring at a 4th down. Well done.
Here comes the Cardinals punter now, as he'll punt it away for the 2nd time. And he'll be out of bounds, but able to get it up past the 45.
A pretty good punt there, but also a nice return of 12 yards. And they will take over 1st and 10.
The Charger drive about to get going.
The offense running out, and they are charged up, ready to go after reaching the end zone on their last drive.
And normally I'd warn against getting complacent just because they scored the last time out. but I don't think there's any worries with this group right now. This is a hungry group, and they want to keep building off of their last drive. Now they just want the officials to hurry up and place the ball so they can snap it and get back to work.
And that's what I'd like to see out of this defense, a little fire, a little toughness. It hasn't been the best first half for them, but they did do a nice job there, forcing a loss on that play.
Throwing on 2nd and 14. Herbert. Nothing open downfield, so he'll throw it away.
Oh, that's good decision-making right there. Understood down and distance. Knew it wasn't third down, and he still had another opportunity to earn the first down. Good job throwing it away and avoiding an interception.
An incomplete pass on that last play, and that means they'll need to come up with something here on 3rd down. Here's Herbert. And that's going to be incomplete. The coverage too good there. The contact popped the ball free, and it's 4th down. On 4th down, J.K. Scott ready to punt it away. And no return here. This one's going inside the 15 to the 12-yard line.
At their own 12-yard line.
Arizona's offense at the line, ready to get their drive started.
Charles, a very uninspired effort the last time we saw them out there. It was a quick 3-and-out, and they punted the football.
Yeah, and you never want to get stopped so soundly during a series, but what would be even worse now is letting it happen again right here. They've got to get going.
2 yards the loss, 2nd and 12.
I have a feeling they'll stay committed to running the football, especially on their early downs. They just haven't had a whole lot of success just yet.
They'll run again with Cannon. And he still has yet to get on track in this first half as they're going to stop him behind the line. 3rd and 15 coming up after that loss of 2.
The running lanes have definitely not been there for him here in the first half, and I don't think it's all been his fault. His offensive line hasn't given him much space. A loss results there.
Murray with a 3rd and long. Catch is made by Marquise Brown. And they work this out past the 25. Boy, a nice play there as they wind up converting on 3rd and 15.
And Charles, with that completion, I'm told that puts him now over 3,000 yards passing on the campaign.
And Brandon, I think we have to start to think about where we are in the season, because right now, 4,000 is not out of the question. I think a big game or two, he's certainly capable of getting that done.
2 minutes remaining in this first half of football. Throwing on 1st down is Murray. And the Chargers rush is going to get there. Down he goes. Khalil Mack in there to get him, and on the season now, that is 9 sacks for him.
They were in the top 5 in sacks in the league coming into this one. That's their 3rd one in this game. Obviously, pass rush has been a strength of this team all year long.
And apparently they're not satisfied with top 5. They want to climb that ladder.
Yeah, I think it goes back to their offseason. They decided to make it a priority, and it's working out.
Straight ahead, this is Cannon. And he's going to get 7 out of this before being taken down at the 27. The Chargers going to signal for the first of their timeouts as they'll head to the sideline and talk over what to do next. An extra cornerback now in the game for the Chargers here on 3rd.
Omaha.
Murray now. Trying for the tight end, Ertz, and it's intercepted. Derwin James with a pick. And the Chargers are going to take possession of the football.
And I think this is a situation where a quarterback coach on the sideline is going to talk to a signal caller and say, listen, it's 3rd and long, and it's still early in the game. Let's not force things here. If we don't feel good about it, let's just check something down and pump the football.
After the turnover, here's Herbert. And his throw here's incomplete.
He didn't just deny a big throw there. He broke that one up in the red zone. An excellent play, one that may help save points on the board when this drive is over.
From the 21, it's 2nd and 10. Back to throw here, Herbert.
He'll get this out wide to Eckler.
Touchdown!
Austin Eckler.
His 14th touchdown now on the year.
And the Chargers continue to pull away here in this first half.
That score that they just gave up there, that's a tough one for their defense to swallow because they've had a tough time through the first 2 quarters. They really were determined to get a stop there, unable to do so. That makes their comeback hopes that much more difficult.
Extra point good by Hopkins. And the lead opens up now to 22 points. The kick unit on here for the Chargers as they will send this one away. And this will be a touchback as that sails over the end line. Ready to go with their next drive, and at the line, the Cardinal offense.
And with a little under a minute remaining, they may try to put something together here just to try to cut into that deficit.
They'll start on the ground with Cannon. And boy, this defense again really making things tough on him as they stop him for no gain. He's already put it on the ground once in this first half. They're no gain, just struggling to get going.
Yeah, and what he needs right now, a dose of confidence, which means his guys have to chop a hole, a big one for him, give him a chance to run a little bit and gain some of that confidence back. He didn't get it on that carry.
Murray now to throw. Zach Ertz has it complete. The Cardinals going to use the first of their timeouts as it'll come with 15 seconds to play in the first half.
That's good for the Cardinals. First down. 4th and 10 at the 50-yard line.
They'll bring a receiver in motion right. Here's Murray from midfield.
Finding Ertz again. And they're going to work this down to about the 32-yard line.
Now a timeout taken. Perhaps a chance for one more quick play and then another timeout if they hurry. We'll see.
And I don't think there's any question that this offense is going to need to hit on a few more plays like this. It's been a difficult first half for them, to say the least. And I do believe if they want to get back in this game, they need to start right now. It's kind of like making adjustments. If you try and wait until the half, it's probably too late. They need to get going right here.
Murray now on first down. And it's intercepted at the goal line. Derwin James with a pick.
And the Chargers are going to take possession here. It's a touchback, and they'll take over at the 20-yard line.
The Charger drive about to get going.
And with only 4 seconds on the clock, time likely for just one snap of the football.
They'll start out here with a jet sweep. And he'll get this up past the 25 before he's out of bounds. Of course, they had the option, and they choose to not take the penalty.
They like the results of the play that they just ran, and they elect to let them stand.
So the Chargers will start the second half with the lead and the football as we're underway in the third quarter.
fielded just outside the goal line. And he'll be tackled just shy of the 25.
The Chargers take over first and 10 at their own 24-yard line.
The Charger drive about to get going. Herbert off of play action. And that's going to be incomplete. Too tough to hold on to that one. It's second down.
Oftentimes when you're losing a game and the team's still throwing with this kind of a lead, you start playing a little more physically. And they took that opportunity right there to be extremely physical and force that incompletion.
After the incomplete pass, here now is second and 10. Now Herbert with it, looking to pass. Oh, he's got a man wide open, complete. Touchdown, L.A. Jalen Guyton, his second touchdown of the game, his third on the year. And the Chargers are able to strike quickly to add on to their lead. Hopkins with the extra point, and that'll push the lead up to 29 now. Out is the kickoff unit as they run up and send this one away. And that'll carry over the back line of the end zone for a touchback. Arizona's offense at the line, ready to get their drive started.
CD, they certainly know the hole that they face as they begin the second half. They have to do what precious few teams have done in NFL history, and that's try to come back from a 4-possession deficit.
And, partner, you know, as that team gathers, they're saying to each other, you never say never, right? Because if you're on an NFL roster, that's how you have to think. You can always come back and win a ball game. And let's face it, we saw a certain Super Bowl, a 25-point lead late, that wasn't enough to put someone away. But that being said, this task is near impossible. Let's face it. And bottom line is, it officially becomes impossible if this possession is an empty one.
This will be a loss of 3, and now a much tougher third down looming.
What a dimension this man brings to this defense. He had his mind set there that he was going to get in and make that tackle. He really flew to the football.
And so much of being a good tackler is understanding and taking the right angles to a ball carrier. And that was just tremendous straight line speed there. He eliminated the angles and was able to meet his man behind the line of scrimmage.
And the next-gen stats tell the story as he was traveling at better than 19 miles an hour.
Murray going to throw. In trouble here, and down he goes. Back at the 8-yard line. Off the edge, Jerry Hughes gets the sack. Here comes the Cardinals punter now. As the drive goes backwards, so he's on to punt it away. Oh, it's a wobbler here. Now a hit and a loose football.
And that's what friends are for.
Right. As the returner, you know who you're buying dinner for later.
Oh, without a doubt, because he just took care of you and your team in a big way. You know, you turn it over there, that's a big momentum changer and put your defense in a bad spot.
So 1st and 10, and if they score on this drive, might have to start digging in our second half blowout material.
Justin Herbert looking to pass. And this is caught by Williams. And he gets this one inside the 15, just a yard or two shy of the 10. 23 yards, the final tally.
This offensive game plan has just been sensational. I mean, when you think about all the different ways they've gotten their receivers open so far, it's really been impressive. Scheme, design, execution.
Finding Williams once more, complete. And he takes this down to about the 2 before going out of bounds. So the completion results there in 9 yards. And that'll give him a short yardage situation here for second down. Here's Herbert. He's got his man. It's caught. Touchdown, Chargers. Donald Parham. A 2-yard touchdown grab. And the Chargers have taken a 5-touchdown lead.
I thought that was a nice job there at feeling the pressure and rolling out away from it and keeping the play alive. And I think he did it with the idea that his tight end would find his way free in the end zone, and his confidence was rewarded.
Extra point good by Hopkins. And the lead grows even larger here in the third quarter. Set now to kick this one away, and off it goes. And this will not be returnable. It's out of the back of the end zone for a touchback. Ready to go with their next drive, and at the line, the Cardinal offense.
Well, we're still in the third quarter, so there's some time to kind of clean this up and make it look more respectable now. Or win, that's probably gone out the window, Charles. But I don't know. Do you look at this as a time to just improve and maybe start to look towards the future?
I think you have to find something to play for, something to grasp onto until the clock runs out. But, Brandon, we've been around this game a long time. This is an outlier. You don't get many blowouts like this no matter how the game looks on paper going in. This one has turned out to be everyone's worst nightmare realized.
A Cardinal first down on a gain of 13. Zach Ertz, the man in motion. Back to Cannon again on first down. And he is going to lose yardage here. It's a loss of 5 there, bringing up second.
This defense is just flat getting after it. They have not given up much of anything in the run game. Case in point right there.
So a 5-yard run the other way in the wrong direction, and that leads us to 2nd and 15. Here's Murray as he sets to throw it. Eluding the pressure right. And he drops it incomplete. And their struggles continue here.
His impatience has to be bubbling over, trying to find a way to get his team to the end zone for the first time. He did find a way to break contain and get outside to buy his receivers a little extra time, but the connection couldn't be made on that throw.
He's going to air one out for Anderson. And that's caught inside the 30. And he'll be marked down at about the 26-yard line.
And that might be exactly what they needed to wake up this home crowd. They haven't given them much to cheer for so far, and never underestimate the effect the home crowd with you can have on a game.
First carry for James Conner, and he stopped immediately there. No gain on the play. It'll be second down.
Defensively, we always know that he is tough in run support, and I think the way that he gets there is he understands what an offense is going to do before the ball's even snapped. A great job of scouting prior to the game, then reading, reacting, and taking the right path to the ball carrier.
And they take him down, losing yardage back at the 27. That'll wind up as a loss on the play, so now they're staring at a 3rd down and 12.
Well, it looked like the defense, they were ready for that one.
Really left him almost no room to work after catching the ball. He could throw every move in the book at him. They were there, and they tackle him for a loss.
Now Murray. Finding Ertz here on the out route. Well, this is going to depend on the spot, but it's not a very generous one. He looks to be about a yard or so short. They'll get 10 there, but it leaves them just short for 4th down.
And that big gain may just change the thought process here on 4th down. I think in the red zone, they might now consider going for it on 4th down.
And he's able to pick up the 1st down before he's tackled right at the 10. They're able to keep the drive alive, 7 yards that time, and the decision to go for it proves to be a good one. Now Anderson on the jet sweep. And running room hard to come by here. He gets it down to the 8. Give him a couple on the carry there, 2nd and 8.
A gain of 2 brings up 2nd and 8 at the 8-yard line.
They give to Cannon, and he's brought down right at the 5-yard line. Give him 2 on the play.
This defense just continues to bottle up that ground game. And look, I mean, the deficit right now for this offense is so big that it might not matter. But you're still in the 3rd quarter. They're probably going to have to try things through the air, Charles.
I agree with you totally. That's what they'll have to do. They do need to run it occasionally to take a few hits off the quarterback, because right now, you just know those pass rushers are fired up to get after him.
Throwing now is Murray. Flush to his right. And he is going to be taken down. And that should be the final play of this 3rd quarter. We have played 3 quarters. Now Murray's got to have this one. And it's caught. A great open field tackle is going to stop him shy of the goal line. They get the completion but cannot push forward into the end zone. And that will force a turnover on downs. The Charger drive about to get going. We find ourselves here in the midst of a one-sided affair. A lot of fill time down the stretch, Mr. Davis.
So we could talk about food, because that is something that you and I enjoy.
We share that.
We enjoy our time at the table. So maybe the best steakhouses in the city, but in all seriousness, the performances that we've seen this year, we've seen a bunch of great ones, and it's going to be hard to parse who's going to win the MVP.
Yeah, it really is.
Is it going to be a runner? Is it going to be a thrower? Can a defender finally win it this season? Those are the things that we could probably discuss.
And collectively, this is about as dominant of a performance as you could have hoped for on both sides of the football.
Might have to put it #1 for what we've seen this season.
Herbert setting up to throw on 1st down. Over the middle, and it's caught. Keenan Allen. And this will go as a gain of 7 as he gets it to the 30-yard line. 3 yards remain for 2nd down. Now it's Herbert. He's going to go for a big play downfield. And this throw will be intercepted. Picked up by Marco Wilson. And the Cards are going to take possession of the football. Now they get a 4th quarter pick. A little something to hang their hat on, I guess.
Okay, so let's face it, though. Who's happy about this play? Fantasy guys, right?
Yeah.
The analytics will tell you one thing or another. That's a bad play on one hand, a good play on the other. But it's all about the fantasy points here.
Yeah. Rush coming, and he's taken down. That one will set him back nearly 10 yards here on 1st down on the sack.
But one thing I do know, these guys on defense, they don't want this game to end. They're winning by multiple touchdowns. They've shut down the opposing quarterback in a big way, and they're still picking up sacks as we approach the end of this one.
On the handoff, this is Cannon. And he'll push his way up to about the 44 here. And they only get a yard back there. They'll be left with a 3rd down and long.
And this is why aggressive defensive coordinators love to blitz. It wreaks havoc because they end up taking their attention to the blitzers, freed up the D lineman to make the play.
And some secondary help here for the defense in the nickel on 3rd and long. To throw, it's Murray.
And a dangerous throw there as that's knocked down and incomplete.
They lead big, and a major part of that has been how they've taken their play to a whole new level this second half. No points allowed since the break, and you can add another incompletion to the total number that they forced in this runaway contest.
It'll be a 41-yard punt. Give them 5 on the return.
And it will be 1st and 10 as they take over.
The Charger drive about to get going. And, Charles, we are in the midst of a very one-sided affair. I think this is where you and I have to fill a little bit. You want to regale us with old stories of your childhood in New Paltz, New York?
I don't think anyone wants to hear that, but this is a perfect time for us to start listing MVP candidates, right? The best teams we've seen so far this year, the best games that we've called thus far, how we anticipate the season unfolding. We can go in so many different directions because the game is certainly not taking us there.
Oh, I hear the remotes clicking off right now. And he can't find anywhere to go with it, and he goes down. The defense rising to the challenge and setting him back on the sack. Now that after the sack, it'll be interesting to see what they have planned for 2nd and 23. Herbert. That is caught. It's Williams. A big gain there after going backwards, and that'll lead to a 3rd down. They have the nice cushion. They just want to pour it on right now, still throwing the football.
And I know my background says, why do you need to do this? Just go ahead and run out the clock and get a win. But as many people have pointed out to me, it's a video game, man. Go ahead and put the numbers up. Sportsmanship, not an issue.
Exercise those fingers. Losing 2 yards that time, and now it's 4th down. Here's J.K. Scott now as he'll kick it away for the 2nd time. And here's a very low-line drive, almost whiffed on it. And this one will be touchdown inside the 40-yard line. Well, that was pretty obvious. He didn't let him catch it.
Agreed, and what's hard is you make that long run downfield to try and cover it, but you got to locate the football as well.
A lack of discipline defensively on 4th down, and now that leads to a 1st and 10. On the carry, it's Cannon. No gain on the play there, 2nd down. This run defense has been pretty stout all game long. Now you're here in the 4th quarter. Should rely more on the passing attack?
I don't think you have any choice, and I don't think you have to dress it up at all either. Throughout the first 3 quarters, you're still trying to convince the defense that you may run the football. That's out the window right now. Protect, let your quarterback operate, and try and find some targets in the open field downfield.
They try to throw on 2nd down, but this one is incomplete.
And that's another play that's painted the picture of this game overall. It's been a blowout. It's been continually fueled by big turnovers and stops for one side and an inability to advance the ball from the other.
From the midfield stripe, they'll look to throw. Under a heavy rush, and down he goes. Jerry Hughes picks up his 2nd sack of the afternoon. Just 2 minutes remaining here in the 4th quarter of what has been a one-sided affair. So the Cardinals, they've got the football here as we get you reset. They come up on a 4th down situation with things not looking particularly rosy. And he deserves a bronze leg as he gets this one away. On the return, Carter. A pretty good punt, but a nice 13-yard return. And out will come the offense as they take over.
At their own 24-yard line.
The Charger drive about to get going. And this one has gone pretty well to form. They've come in, had little problem thus far, and now they'll try to polish things off in the 4th. And he's got some space here. And he'll be marked down at about the 26-yard line.
When they've needed a play this year, he's certainly been the guy to deliver it. As this season has gone on, he's been awfully consistent and sometimes spectacular.
They're going to pass here with Herbert. This is caught, and they are going to score again. Yet another touchdown as they just add to their totals.
But not much defensive resistance on that drive. And really, Charles, the way this offense has been humming, they haven't faced much defensive resistance the entire game.
Yeah, I think it's safe to say that one team, their defense did not wake up and make it to the stadium for this one. There may be some major changes on that side of the ball when we see them the next time out.
Hopkins with the extra point. And this one was over a while ago as they just add on to that big lead. From the 6. And he'll get it up past the 20 to about the 22.
The Cardinals take over first and 10 at their own 22-yard line.
Arizona's offense at the line, ready to get their drive started. And they unfortunately are staring at a mini losing streak developing, trailing here in the fourth quarter. This would be their third straight defeat. It'll go as a gain of 4, and it's second down. One thing I think that's safe to say defensively, the tackling's been really good.
And because of that, it's been very, very hard for them to move the ball because
Chargers able to get the pressure and bring him down. Khalil Mack able to get in there for his second sack of the afternoon.
guys with his talent in the pocket aren't supposed to be getting hit like this, and you know an intense conversation with the offensive line is going to occur after this one. Might not be from him, but the offensive line coach.
And his pass is intercepted for the 4th time today.
Picked off by Asante Samuel Jr. And the Chargers come up with a late turnover, but it will probably only matter to the statisticians as this ball game